Weather Service in Raleigh. This is Jonathan Blaze with the routine weekly weather briefing for Central North Carolina. Our briefing will cover the period of the holiday weekend beginning today, December 22nd, and rolling through December 28th. So we have lots of weather to talk about over the next few days. We have some significant weather hazards to highlight. On the screen now is just a little timeline graphic. There is a severe weather threat late this morning and this afternoon, mainly across the southeast areas of the central part of the state, so Fayetteville, Goldsboro, those locations. We'll describe all these issues here in more detail in the coming slides. There's a wind threat of strong and potentially damaging winds beginning on very late tonight and into Friday morning and continuing Friday night. A tremendous surge of Arctic cold air will move into the area beginning late tonight and especially Friday morning and persist through the weekend. And also we're gonna have some dangerously cold wind chills, especially on Friday afternoon and Friday night. So more details on all of these coming up in the next few moments. Hitting the weather highlights and the weather pattern for the area very briefly. On the screen, you'll see a area of low pressure analyzed across southern North Carolina, with a large area of rain and thunderstorms near and to the north of it. Also, you'll notice an area of low pressure in the Great Lakes and a front, which is maybe a little bit obscured here by the map showing snow. But that cold front extends from Chicago to near St. Louis and Arkansas and then down into Texas. And behind that front, if you look closely up over the northern Rockies, there is an area of high pressure. The number here is 1056. That's notable. That's the surface pressure. And that is an extremely strong area of cold, dense Arctic high pressure that's spilling down southeast of the Rocky Mountains. That'll be moving into our area tomorrow. So this front here is the Arctic front you'll see here in the central part of the weather map here. As we get into Saturday, so we skip tomorrow and go into Saturday, that front has blasted through our area, is off the coast, and we have a cold flow, a northwest flow of cold Arctic air into our area for Saturday. That will continue into Sunday. You can see the circulation behind this front and with the high pressure over the central plains on Sunday. And as we head into the middle of the upcoming week, that high shifts a little bit east, it moderates, and there's a warming trend actually that shows up here in the central part of the state. So some sign of relief coming here in the not so different future. So the big story is this Arctic front that'll be coming through very late tonight and on Friday morning. Right now outside, there's an area of showers and thunderstorms moving across central North Carolina. We just had a rumble of thunder here a moment ago in West Raleigh. This is associated with that low pressure area we talked about a moment ago. To the east and northeast of that low pressure area, the air is a little bit more unstable out near the coast, so there's a greater threat of some stronger thunderstorms out in that area. But by and large, the back edge of the rain here, you can see moving from South Carolina and southern North Carolina. It'll be through our area here by mid-afternoon for just about all of us, maybe lingering in the north a little bit later. If we look at the precipitation forecast for the next 5 days, the main event is today. And you can see here in the upper left panel here showing rainfall forecast for today. Much of the area getting a 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch, a little bit higher amounts up toward the Triad area, a little bit less, unfortunately, down toward Fayetteville and Goldsboro, where they have actually had less rain than many of us over the past year or so. And then we generally have dry weather as we head into Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So this rain here, this rainfall graphic here for today shows, again, the precipitation associated with our weather system and low pressure area moving through now. There'll be a lull for this late afternoon and into tonight. And as that Arctic cold front comes through, there will be a band of showers that comes through very late tonight and early tomorrow. That area of showers actually could end as a few flurries, especially out in the Triad and the Virginia border counties, but no significant accumulation or impact is expected with that. Although it is possible you could see a coating of snow perhaps in the Triad or a few lucky places near the Virginia border. Temperatures will be crashing, and more significantly, any residual moisture may freeze up in a few spots. So more on that here in just a second. All right, excessive rainfall outlook today, just heavier rain near the coast. For the rest of the period, there's none there. We'll just skip through this very quickly. The severe weather outlook, after today, thunderstorms are not expected in our region well into next week. But in our area, we do have a marginal risk of thunderstorms across the east and southeast. This zoomed in graphic shows a little bit better, but mainly it's east of Interstate 95 from Fayetteville, Goldsboro, and just east of Rocky Mount. This is a pretty limited threat, to be quite honest with you. The greater threat is closer near the coast, but the Storm Prediction Center does have our eastern areas outlined in a marginal risk of storms, or severe storms today. Again, that would be for the next few hours through maybe mid-afternoon or so. The primary threat is a damaging wind gust. Given the surface load nearby, a brief tornado could not be ruled out, but again, in all honesty, that's likely to be confined closer to the coast in a more unstable air mass. So moving through the thunderstorm outlook, the next big story is the wind gust will arrive tomorrow. So as our front moves through the area just after daybreak tomorrow, Friday, it will rapidly move east across the area. And as cold Arctic air spills into the area, we expect strong gusty winds. Wind gust on average will peak out at about 45, maybe 50 miles per hour across the area. For most of the day, though, to be quite honest, the wind gust will range between maybe 35 and 45 miles an hour. But there will be a short period, a couple hours long, just after the front moves through, where we'll have the strongest winds. And again, those are the ones that'll range 45, 50, maybe even a little stronger. That'll be in the Triad area, I would say, just right around the morning commute time. In the Triangle area, closer to mid-morning, and in the east, right around then, maybe just a touch later. So all this, the strongest winds are likely to occur before noon across the area. These winds are likely strong enough to result in some power outages, some branches getting blown around, all the inflatable holiday decorations and all that other kind of stuff that's out this time of year. Some of that will likely be victimized by the strong winds. So encourage folks and be on the lookout for those things being a hazard tomorrow. But the big worry is we'll have some power outages. Don't expect widespread power outages, but the timing probably is pretty bad given it's the day before Christmas Eve, and with cold air coming in, any power outages could affect heat for folks, so that is a concern. The winds will tend to diminish or become less impactful as we head into Friday night. So while the winds will be still gusty and blowing around a bit Friday night, the threat of damaging winds, branches coming down, that kind of thing, should largely be over. And while I don't have a graphic handy right at this moment, just a few moments ago, we issued a wind advisory that's in effect for all of our area, covering this threat for impactful winds on Friday. So that should be coming across your computer shortly. In addition, the strong winds and the cold Arctic air moving into the area will result in some very cold, dangerously cold wind chill values for Friday night and into Saturday morning. We expect just air temperatures to fall into the single digits across much of the Triad, Virginia border counties, even close to Raleigh, with values in the lower teens, maybe mid-teens across the coastal plain and the sandhills. Those temperatures, combined with wind gusts of 15, 20, 25, even 30 miles per hour at times, will result in wind chill values below zero across most of the area west of Interstate 95. And with sub-zero wind chill values, that meets our criteria to issue a wind chill advisory, which you see on the map shown in the area in the light blue here. While these locations just to the east don't have an advisory technically up, it still will be dangerously cold. It just does not meet our criteria. The concern now with that is that with folks out and about doing holiday shopping or whatnot on tomorrow night and Saturday morning, it'll be dangerously cold, so you want to wear lots of layers, plan ahead, look out for neighbors, elderly folks who might need a little bit of extra care. Don't forget about your pets and other loved ones who may be susceptible to the cold. Also, with the power outages possible tomorrow, might want to have a plan to stay warm and to charge up your phone early and that kind of thing, as that may impact the area as well. Let's see, hitting the highlights here for the next several days. We do have a marginal threat of severe storms in the southeast through the mid-afternoon today. We do have frequent gusts of 35 to 45 mile per hour winds on Friday. There'll be a short period of even higher gusts, 45 to 50 miles per hour, mid to late morning. We do expect some power outages with those. with branches coming down. Also, unsecured holiday decorations may be blown around. There's also a prolonged period of cold temperatures that begins on Friday, and that continues through the weekend. So we have high temperatures on Saturday, likely not to get above freezing across most of the area, may get close to freezing down near Fayetteville and Clinton, but for most of us, we'll have highs in the upper 20s, lower 30s. For Saturday night, another cold night with lows in the single digits in the triad and in the teens most elsewhere, and temperatures just getting to near freezing on Christmas Day at the warmest part of the day. So with that, we're going to have a good 48 hours of temperatures below freezing. That will likely impact piping for some folks, and we may have some problems with pipes freezing or bursting. That's a threat to livestock, to pets who are outdoors. Obviously, power outages, that's a concern. So a lot to worry about here with that prolonged period of very cold weather. That's going to continue for Friday into Christmas Day on Sunday. Christmas night going to be cold again with lows in the teens, and things moderate a bit on Monday with highs, most areas probably getting finally above freezing by a few degrees. So that prolonged period of cold temperatures is a big worry. Also, the dangerous wind chill values will be focused on Friday night into Saturday morning. Those will abate a bit as we head into Saturday and Saturday night as the winds tend to relax, although the temperatures actually will be as cold, if not a few degrees colder. Not on the graphic here is there is a weather disturbance likely to move across the area on Tuesday. We'll need to monitor that in case that causes any precipitation. Right now we have a dry forecast for that. And then we do have a moderating trend of temperatures beginning late in the work week and into the weekend with highs getting to near and even above normal, hopefully, as we head into the weekend. And the 6 to 10 day outlook, which I did not include just to keep the presentation short, has above normal temperatures across much of the area for the first part of the upcoming year. So that's a good sign there. All right, so I'm gonna pause the recording and thank everybody for joining us, but I will stick around for some questions and any other kind of feedback or concerns you might have.